Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Gemini full moon that took place last month on December 12th, 2019. I do realize it's a little bit late. I just believe in divine timing though, and I really think most of us are still open for guidance when it comes to what in the hell took place over the last moon cycle. As I record this, you guys, this is my little sage here. If you see that smoke, it's my sage. Um, as I record this, the moon is at the tail end of Taurus, meaning that in a few short hours, possibly by the time you guys are watching this video, the moon will actually be in Gemini once again. So the moon has actually traveled a complete cycle around the zodiac wheel and it's going to be back. And I just think that is so odd that I'm recording this while that is taking place. So these messages, you guys, I think are between December 12th and January 12th until the next full moon. And I will have a video for that too. We're approaching the next full moon cycle, which would be a full moon in Cancer. It's going to be an eclipse. So I will have a video for that too. But before that, I want to cover the Gemini full moon and the Capricorn new moon. So be on the lookout for those videos, you guys. I think it's still important, and I've made commitments to spread these messages. Those who are meant to hear them will hear them, and they will still apply. So Gemini full moon energy. So let's look back, you guys, and think about the last month. All that we've been through. The reason why it's so important to talk about this moon is because it happened so close to a portal. On December 12th, there was an energetic portal that opened up, and we were going through that, and we left that portal on the winter solstice. So from December 12th to December 21st, I think that was a really important time. I remember really needing clarity. That was when we were going through the Sag and Gemini opposition. So when it comes to full moons, you guys, it is talking about completions and endings, okay? Completions and endings, the opposite of a new moon. So full moon is when the moon is opposing the sun. On December 12th, more so the 11th, I would say, the sun was in Sagittarius was opposing Gemini. So we're definitely dealing with mutable energy, okay? Mutable energy during this moon cycle. It lasts a month. These cycles can last up to 6 months, you guys. So technically, these messages may apply. You know, I was watching a video last night for the Capricorn new moon 2019, or maybe it was 18, but it was a year ago, whatever it was. And that message resonated so much, and even though it was a year later. So I'm still gonna talk about this and, record these energies because so much has taken place. So similar to the new moon videos that I do, where I talk about the zodiac darkness, I believe the full moon is a transit that brings illumination. It brings light to what could be dark in our life, okay? And we all have Gemini in different areas of our charts and stuff like that. So it's very important that we're watching for our rising sign and our moon, and that we associate these energies with where we know Gemini is in our chart. But on the zodiac wheel, Gemini does rule communication, okay? The third house of communication. So I know that this energy has a lot to do with the things that we're saying, with the things that we're communicating to other people and understanding. You know, around this time last month, there was little to no clarity. You know, I don't know about you guys, but Sagittarius season, I really didn't have that much clarity. It was like things were just kind of all up in the air. This was when we were at the tail end of a decade. Crazy energy to look back and reflect on. But I want to know what's going on here with all the zodiacs to get us the best guidance, because we didn't have it around this time. Okay, Gemini came in with this full moon. Okay, we're talking about Gemini illumination. So what are some of the things that were illuminated with this energy? Facts. You know, I'm telling you what, there was really little to no light or truth around this time a month ago, December 12th. And then, you know, the full moon really brought in facts and truth. And some of these facts had to be further investigated, kind of like the Page of Swords energy, but some of them were communicated. I think there were a lot of conversations that happened during this moon cycle. So if there's any conversations or clarity or truth that you gained over the last month, and I'm recording this on January 6th, so we still have about 5 days. I think these messages are important for the next 6 months, but intensively until January 12th. On January 9th is when the Cancer full moon will come in and kind of start a new cycle. So we definitely have until the 9th. So for those of you watching, these messages may apply. Yeah, okay, so talks about endings coming up here. You know, the full moon brings completions and endings to cycles, and Gemini is all about communicating and articulating through intellect. So, any conversations, but anything that was expressed in a truthful way that helped end cycles, I think is extremely important here. The main thing I want to talk about is how Gemini is mutable and Sagittarius is mutable. So when we're dealing with these energies, Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, it's all about change. That's why there's a subtle yet magical effect to these energies. I mean, it's the time of year whenever we go through those zodiac signs, Virgo, Gemini, Pisces, and Sag. If you notice, those are the times when there's a lot of change, and it's rapid change too. This brings rapid change to our mind and the things that we're speaking, the things that other people are speaking to us, and it actually helps us adapt, okay? Aquarius is another air sign that helps with mental stability. Libra is the cardinal air sign, which helps us speak about the things we want to do, less talking and more action. Gemini is that energy that kind of, I wouldn't say it's a mixture of both, but it definitely deals more with rapid change of the mind, not necessarily stabilizing what the truth or what we think or clarity, not necessarily doing anything about it, but just experiencing the changes that go on with Geminian energy. You know, this is the twins we're talking about here, so I can't believe I didn't write this down, but duality was so important with this new moon. Okay, so there are always two faces and two sides to consider when it comes to the truth, when it comes to these conversations. So one-sided conversations, you know, those are going to be brought to light. But the emphasis on words with this full moon, you know, this was an opportunity for us to speak to the moon over this moon cycle. The moon has a voice. I always say that when the moon is in the third house, or when the moon is in Gemini or an air sign, specifically Gemini though, the moon has a voice. Okay, this is about our words being spells, and actually we've been manifesting like with our words and with what we've been saying over the past month. So it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to know what we've all been through over the past month, what was spoken, what was manifested, the truth that came in, the clarity. So this is Gemini illumination, all right? And I do feel like the truth and how that can be further communicated when it comes to these changes and how we can be more adaptable. I think all of that has a lot to do here. Okay, guys, so I did shuffle the cards before hitting record, and I do have the Lovers card here. This is one of my favorite cards. It's a really beautiful card. Rules Gemini. Okay, so this is going to be our full moon in Gemini energy, and I think it's very lovely. Talk about duality there. Okay, lots of duality, masculine, feminine. All right, but connecting with both parts of ourselves, you guys, light, dark. Behind the Lovers card is the Six of Wands, okay? So there may be a message here about this Gemini full moon, like maybe a lot of admirers. This is the card of decision as well. So with dual energy, with the moon being there, this last lunar cycle, we may feel pulled in two different directions, or we may feel like we have certain choices and we don't really know, like, because it's like being two different people at once. But the Six of Wands is all about victory. Okay, and then we have the Justice card right underneath that. So we do have fairness, harmony, balance, maybe even certain admirers, and then we have the Seven of Wands. So I think since this Gemini full moon, we've definitely stood up. You know, it's funny, the truth allows us something to stand on, right? It gives us a foundation. And we're standing up for fairness and balance. We got Libra, Gemini energy here, both air signs, okay, but we've got a slight indication of victory. I did kind of shuffle these cards a little absent-mindedly because I'm a Pisces, and when I'm dealing with other mutable energy, it's kind of crazy. I have a very interesting relationship with all the mutable signs, so I was just absent-mindedly shuffling, and then boom. So keep that in mind, that this Six of Wands, it's like more of an underlying energy of this full moon, okay, being recognized for our truth, being victorious in our truth. So, you know, I do know during this full moon phase, there was a lot exposed. Okay, let's be real. There was a lot exposed. Gemini exposes frauds. Gemini exposes those who don't have facts and truth to back up the things that they're saying. So there's been a lot of like truth seeking going on. You know, there's been a lot that's been aired out the people, it's funny, since the full moon in Gemini, people either have been saying things, or because the full moon in Gemini, it can give you this energy of being afraid to speak your truth, being afraid to say things to people. And I did notice a lot of people, a lot of blocking, on Facebook, and a lot of conversations that didn't happen under the Gemini full moon. And I think that's important too. Conversations that aren't happening, and I think the truth has something to do with all of it. But we are going to get into the zodiac signs now, you guys, and we're going to start with Aries, because Aries is the first zodiac sign. So let's see what's going on for Aries for the Gemini full moon. We had cards fly out before I could even say the Gemini full moon. But let's talk a little bit about where this is happening for you, Aries, before we reveal the cards, okay? So the Gemini full moon back on December 12th happened in your third house, Aries. So this is all about communication, your lower mind, short distance travel. So yeah, there was maybe some completions that took place there. So when you have a full moon in your third house, Aries, there may be certain ways that you no longer communicate, and therefore there may be this underlying energy of you wanting to figure out new ways to express yourself, new ways to communicate, new people to communicate with. But there's a cycle of communication that has ended, okay, with this full moon. The cards coming out for you, Aries, is the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So there is a message here about financial balance for some of you guys. There may be some communication about this, the equal give and take. Some of you guys have been working really hard. There's a lot of giving energy here. This is the equal give and take card though, Aries. So make sure, I guess looking back on the past month, did you overextend yourself? This was Christmas energy and stuff like that. Do you feel like you're getting enough in return out of situations? And how can you further find out how to communicate your truth about this? Because it's going to be different for all of you. Some of you are going to want to give more. Some of you are going to want to receive more. If you're feeling like a little bit of an unfairness here, Libra energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Coupled with the Four of Swords, though, this is telling me that you guys need to further meditate about how to, this might be a one-sided conversation where one person expresses more than the other person or something like that. That cycle needs to end, because, it's coming out with an error here. Lots on your mind here, Aries. For this to come up for a full moon in your third house, yeah, meditate before you say something. You guys have been doing a lot more thinking in your head than you have been actually verbalizing your thoughts, and there's probably good reason to that, Aries. Okay, there's a need here for peace and quiet. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles though, and the Nine of Cups. So this past month, it's been all about communicating your desires. Remember, this is all about communication for you, and the completion's happening there. Okay, so you guys, conversations about what you value. This is single energy, self-sufficient. I love these two nines. Like, it doesn't get much better than this, Aries, because you're granting your own wishes. Some of you guys are just completely okay in your solitude and on your own, and you're trying to get yourself out of waiting in the cold. You're done waiting in the cold. You're done being left out in the cold, abandoned. You're done being jobless, homeless. This is this energy of loss. But you're moving into the Nine of Pentacles. So it's independent. I feel like you guys are kind of really protecting your independence, especially when it comes to the things you're communicating about, things you've worked hard for, wishes you've granted yourself. So there's an underlying energy of independence. And I think that's further attainable through communicating more of what you would like to receive back. And caring about yourself, caring about your healing process, Aries, and maybe taking a little bit of a break from situations that, almost dropped that, situations that aren't equal give and take, okay, Aries? So I feel like this is a conversation that needs to take place with someone. Over the past month, there may not have been much conversating. There was a full moon in your third house, so the universe has been trying to complete cycles there, okay? And it's so that you're treated more fairly, so that you're actually getting something out of the situation too. Equal give and take, because let's face it, Aries, you're doing just fine, right? You have very stable energy around you, or that's what some of you are wishing for. There's something here about a conversation though that needs to take place, all right, so that you can heal this equal give and take. So hopefully that helped, Aries. Full moon in your third house. Let's move to Taurus. Spirit, universe, what was the Gemini full moon message for Taurus? Taurus, we did have a slight indication of the Nine of Swords here. So looking back to December 12th over the past full moon cycle until January 12th, and maybe slightly over the next 6 months until there's a Gemini new moon. There's a little bit of anxiety here, okay? This is a second house energy for you that we're going to be talking about, which is you, Taurus. You're the second house on the zodiac wheel, but as a Taurus, Gemini is 2 houses away from you. So this energy is very familiar. You rule this energy, but we're talking about communication here. So some of you guys, you may have been up late at night over the past month, anxious, maybe losing sleep. I'm not sure how sleep has been for you, Taurus, but this is insomnia, okay? This is like having anxious thoughts on your mind at night. And it probably has something to do with your resources, some kind of completion going on there, because this is going to bring completions to the things that you own, the things that you have, possessions that no longer resonate with you. I think there's been a lot of talks here regarding endings to what is yours and what is other people's, you know, your worth and your value, you know, yeah, Ace of Swords right here. So you gained a lot of truth. This Gemini full moon, really let Taurus know, you know, what is theirs and what isn't. People, places, things, it's your possessions, okay? So let's go ahead and shuffle, Taurus, and see what really comes out. But you're gaining clarity here and over something that had you anxious. I think you guys had a lot of money anxiety. You know, it just had something to do with something that was yours. Give me a message for Taurus for the Gemini full moon that took place on December 12th. Taurus. Okay, so remember, this is all about second house energy. We have the Nine of Cups that just came out. So this moon cycle was trying to complete certain things in your second house of resources so that some kind of wish could come true for you. This was a wish fulfillment. So some of you guys experienced some kind of wish fulfillment. This is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energies. Pisces specifically, very emotionally fulfilling though, this card here, and it's self-emotional fulfillment, being surrounded by the things that make you feel emotionally full, whatever that may be. I do think it's resource related though. I don't know if this had something to do with some kind of job that someone got that took them out of emotional poverty, took them out of emotional, sorry, I didn't mean to say emotional poverty, but wow, that's interesting. Took them out of financial poverty, took them out of some kind of feeling of a loss of a resource. Wow, it could have to do with a new love that came in, Taurus, because we definitely have the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups for you as well. So I'm going to say this full moon cycle between December 12th and January 9th/12th, there was some kind of change that took place, maybe in your home. I definitely had a synchronicity go off with my watch at 5 o'clock here. So there was some kind of change in direction. Things started to change. You know, there was conflict, but that changed, especially when it came to the home or a relationship. We got children here, but this is emotional fulfillment. Some of you guys, there was an underlying energy where you felt kind of abandoned and left out in the cold. Just, you know, I hate pulling this card for Taurus because we always struggle with feeling like we don't have enough resources or that, you know, we need to claim sanctuary in some way. But this was about some kind of wish, okay? Some kind of tangible wish for you, Taurus. Something that you felt like you lost, that you didn't have. That wish was granted. Okay, I'm going to clarify this, but it brought you out of the cold, Taurus, this full moon in Gemini. And keep in mind, this has to do with communicating what makes you feel left out in the cold. Communicating the opposite of that energy of what would make you feel emotionally fulfilled. So what is this wish that is coming true for Taurus during this Gemini full moon cycle? Well, out comes the Tower. Wow. So this is going to shock the hell out of some of you guys. I feel like this is either already occurred or going to occur before January 9th or so basically, this is going to take place before January 9th through the 12th, maybe. It's very shocking. It is going to cost a false foundation, though. That is the price for this other thing coming true. It may be a swap, one home environment for the other home environment, one relationship for the other, one job for the other. You know, you can't get something for nothing, right, Taurus? So let something that was not fulfilling emotionally crumble down. So in its place can be rebuilt this beautiful wish for you. This is in the name of justice, in the name of karma. You may be dealing with a Libra, but this is going to shock some of you guys. This is a shocking resource coming in that you've been really wishing for. A lot of change happening with you, Taurus, in the second house. Okay, so hopefully that helped, Taurus. Full moon in your second house of resources and possessions. Hi, Gemini. So let's get you guys a message for the Gemini full moon. I don't know, because it's your full moon. So we just had the Ten of Pentacles jump out. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, Pisces, Cancer, Sag. So I have the Ten of Pentacles here, the Knight of Wands, the Star, and the High Priestess. So right away, Gemini, I know you guys are thinking long term. You're thinking home, family, career. But this is in your first house, okay? So this full moon illuminated who you are. Speaking your truth is so important. now, Gemini, moving forward into 2020 because of what the moon illuminated for you, okay? Now we have the Five of Wands coming out. So for some of you, there is an indication here of conflict, maybe with the Aries, Leo, Sag, or just when it comes to expressing yourself, Gemini. This is a little mini battle, okay? A little mini battle, nothing to worry about, but it's conflict. It might involve a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or just love, expressing yourself emotionally. There might have been some anxiety. You know, the full moon in Gemini did bring truth emotionally. You know, the moon is emotions, and Gemini is all about the truth. So the truth about what we feel is coming out, and that might be why there's some conflict, maybe financially. But the first house, Gemini, is all about how people perceive you. Okay, it's the house of the I am, especially for you Gemini risings watching, okay? So very important that, you know, people are perceiving this new emotional self that you've discovered in a truthful way. But there's some conflict. Why is there Five of Wands for Gemini for the full moon on December 12th, 2019? Why was there conflict? There might have just been some conflict, okay? Now, the Judgment card just popped out. So this might have had something to do with some kind of awakening or higher calling, something like that. Second chances, second opportunities, maybe even a phone call. Tell me what this Five of Wands is for Gemini, please. For the Gemini full moon, December 12th, 12/12, portal energy. Okay, wow, there was definitely some conflict, and I think it had to do with the past. I think it had to do with relationships. Some of you are dealing with Aquarius, or you're just trying to keep faith in getting back with someone, Gemini, because there was an ending. We have the Page of Swords too, so I don't know if there's some spying going on here. Someone is keeping an eye on something that is obviously over, but we have the King of Swords. So this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, authority energy. Somebody here is dealing with an Aquarius, or someone with Aquarius energy, because here's Gemini and Aquarius, and we have the Star card over here. So if you're dealing with an Aquarius, watch their reading too. Wow, what's going on, Gemini? Whoa, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. Like, this is my Geminian card here. And then there's like two Aquariuses here, or this is symbolic for an argument between two people. Because this right here is an air sign relationship between two people. It doesn't matter if they're air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's just two people who have a mental connection. This has come out for you guys before. For the Sag new moon, this came out for you guys. So I don't know if someone has children here that's causing an argument or conflict, or if someone just doesn't want to fight anymore over the past. Maybe someone here just has memories of, you know, conflict, and maybe this is some mind games. Someone came back to play some mind games. But see, Gemini, you're all about working really hard with this Eight of Pentacles. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Gemini, or Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I just feel like there was an argument over a child or memories. Someone doesn't want to fight. You know what I mean? This is someone coming back from your past that you had an argument with, and they're coming back for clarity. This is reminding me of my January 2020 video for you, Gemini. Like, you have something to say here. I guess the full moon just literally put you, it made you mentally mature, because you're coming out as the King and the Queen of Swords. Like, wow, Gemini just totally has a truth illuminated. Like, now you just know things. Now you're on the same page of what you feel secretly as well. The moon in Gemini illuminated what you guys feel truthfully underneath the surface, and you're just being very intellectual about how you're expressing that now. You're doing that with maturity. You're doing it with a detached approach. Not that you don't care about people, it's just that you would rather just process things intellectually without emotion getting in the way. You know, you might be being perceived as a little cold, you know. At times over the past month, Gemini, you have sat still on your throne, and you've waited to say things, you've waited to cut people with your facts, but then there's also this part of you in the middle here that will charge forward without thinking. So I'm telling you, you guys are teetering on a level of mental maturity that is very, very interesting. I don't like the lighting here. Hopefully this looks a little bit better. But yeah, you guys are definitely teetering here. Someone here is less mature than you mentally, Gemini, and I think this is a person who's coming back. Okay, there's definitely a difference in age here. This is a child too, and there was endings. Okay, this is very interesting, but this is your message for the Gemini full moon. So with this truth, Gemini, what will you decide to do with it? Because you've been leveled up intellectually now that you know certain things, because this moon revealed certain things for you guys. Okay, so hopefully that helped, Gemini. Look at how people are perceiving you, right? whether it's the King and the Queen of Swords or the Knight of Swords, it doesn't matter how quick you say things or how quick you deliver this truth that you so have. You definitely have it. You can sit with it or you can charge forward with it. But either way, you're looked at as someone who's so intellectual right now. Wow. So hopefully that helped, Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. What is the Gemini full moon message for Cancer that took place on December 12th, 2019? So what's this full moon cycle? Okay, Cancer. So before we have a message, but let's talk a little bit. One of your messages is upside down. I can't see it. So we'll just have to discover that together. Cancer, this full moon in Gemini happened in your 12th house. So this is very important for you. This is Piscean energy. No wonder there's certain cards showing up for you. The house right behind you. And that's because we are days away from a full moon in Cancer eclipse that is going to be, it's going to be life-changing, to say the least. So looking back to December 12th, you know, when we were still in 2019 at the tail end of a decade, you know, I'm not really sure the things that you guys were feeling around that time, but it was an ending for you. This Gemini full moon was all about endings, like the truth about what is over in your life. Surrendering to the truth is huge when there's a Gemini full moon in your 12th. Spiritual communication, communicating about endings, very, very true. But, you know, this was an area in your chart that's usually very dark, like the 8th house and the 4th house. The 12th house is the 12th house of the subconscious. It's the last house of the universe. So as endings, as I mentioned, but what I'm trying to say here is there was a full moon of light, and you're ruled by the moon, Cancer, so you were very affected by this. I don't know if you guys were sleeping very good or not, because when there's a moon, when the moon is full in my 12th house, or when the moon is ever in my 12th house of Sagittarius/Aquarius, I'm not really able to sleep, and it's because it's like there's this bright light, kind of like what's in my face right now. So hard to kind of like keep things a secret. There may be secrets that emerged to support these endings. Let's get to the cards though. The card that I do see is the Knight of Cups. So we do have that Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. This is a Pisces to me usually. So love is here, you know, a love message. That 12th house energy though, the Knight of Cups is a poet. He's charming, he's kind, he's loving, he's intuitive. Let's see what it came out with. Oh, the 7 of Pentacles. So you guys have been waiting to express your love, or this is someone who's waited for you, Cancer. I do see that you're waiting on a love message, period. That's what I'm getting. And that makes sense when there's a full moon in your house of endings. This may have something to do with clarity. You know, like I'm feeling this energy of not really being able to move on, and that's important that you do for this eclipse. But you're embracing the past and you're embracing endings to cycles with this full moon. This was truly an ending for you guys. Maybe you guys are, I don't know if you're waiting to express your love, you know, so are you this guy by the pinnacle, or are you this person on a horse on a quest for love? Because I feel like as somebody here is working or waiting here, taking a step back, focusing on value, this horse kind of comes up and offers emotion and love, and it startles you guys. I feel like whoever this person is in the equation is startled. So let's talk a little bit about this, okay? This is taking a step back, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. There's this metaphorical bush here that you already planted, right? There's at least 7 things that you value here. There's at least 7 things that have been planted. This is the energy where you're taking a step back, Cancer. This is the time for you to take a step back. It's the time of endings, right? It's the time of the last house, you know, subconscious energy, spirituality. So surrender to a certain extent. When I see the 7 of Pentacles, I picture someone who's taking a step back and they're looking at something and they're wondering if it's grown, right? Before you walk away from this bush, it's absolutely necessary that you are coming to terms and that you know for sure, right? This Gemini energy is all about the truth, right? Your subconscious is going to be very truthful with you, or has been very truthful with you over the past month with this moon cycle. So the truths that were articulated, you know, the truths that weren't articulated were still the truth. It's really weird how the subconscious reveals truth. It'll reveal it to you through the intuition, through music, through you know, fantasy, through your imagination, and through your dreams, your intuition, if I haven't already said that. So I don't know who this Knight of Cups is, if this is you, another water sign, or anybody who's on a horse. But you know, this full moon has a lot to do with your what you've planted as far as romance and love. Okay, relationships. You know, there's a lot of energy in your 7th house of relationships opposing you, Cancer. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords. So, you know, it's giving you a little bit of anxiety. You guys are a little bit worried about something that hasn't paid off or something like that, Cancer. You have something that you want to express. We got a lot of fire sign here. We have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. That's Leo, Aries, Sag. These are two Leos to me. I don't know if someone's a double Leo or something, or if there's two different Leos that... And we do have the moon here. This is definitely Pisces. You could be dealing with a Pisces. If you are dealing with Pisces around this time, keep in mind this did illuminate your 12th house. So Pisces may naturally be like swim to you. Someone here has a Capricorn moon. This may be a Capricorn Pisces energy. Or there was something that was even further important around the 25th. You know, between the Gemini new moon, the December 12th and December 25th, when the moon was in Capricorn. Okay, this might have been... Now there is some fear, not to change the subject, but you guys, there's definitely some healing over fears. Okay, and I think that's being illuminated by Capricorn energy, by the moon that was there, by Pluto being there. But yeah, there's some kind of action that you guys would like to take. Maybe there's two different compelling, like, what action do I take? But either way, I feel like there's been some anxiety below the surface over the past month, okay? And it has something to do with waiting for love, waiting to express your love, waiting to just feel like emotion again, because this is what you're valuing right now, Cancer. So there's just something about this cycle, you know, because it is 12th house energy. This is the truth about endings for you. And it's like, I guess this past month, you're definitely going to know... and these are lots of different people, lots of different connections in your life, but you're gonna know, Cancer, by January 9th, and this full moon in your sign is definitely gonna let you know, if what you waited on is gonna show up, okay? If what you planted, because this is almost like a manifestation, okay? You're gonna know whether you're in debt or if you're in profit when it comes to this. Do you understand that metaphor? Because the Seven of Pentacles, either after he either goes back to the Six of Pentacles or up to the Eight of Pentacles. That's the only way you can go from the Seven. So if this is worth waiting for, if this is fulfilling, if this did work out and your hard work paid off, you'll go to the Eight of Pentacles, which is even harder work. It's a perfection and mastering this feeling and emotion, and this is all about your relationships. And if it hasn't, if this specific person, place, or thing hasn't, you'll go back to the Six of Pentacles, where you have to reassess what you're giving and what you're receiving. There's some anxiety over that, okay? A lot of insomnia because of what you've been waiting for. Some of you are waiting to express your love. Some of you are waiting for someone else to. But it makes sense because you're going through 12th house of endings. The truth was definitely illuminated the most to you, Cancer, I would say. So hopefully that helped, Cancer. Let's move on to Leo. Hey, Leo. So this was in your 11th house, Leo. Let's see what was going on. What was the Gemini full moon message for Leo, please? Okay, wow. Everybody's getting knights. Interesting. Before we reveal the cards, Leo, let's talk a little bit about astrology and where this happened for you. This was your 11th house, if I haven't already mentioned that. So this Gemini full moon was very friendly with you. It was all about collective energy, kind of that Aquarian energy a little bit. This is the opposite house of you, Leo. The 5th house is you, which naturally opposes the 11th house on the zodiac wheel. So it's interesting when you go through a full moon here, it's going to bring completions to certain friendships maybe. So any communication that has taken place between December 12th and January 12th, when it comes to friends, maybe even communicating in groups, like if you talked in front of a group of people, or if this group of people had one voice, it's collective truth is what I'm going to channel for you, Leo. Okay, the truth came at you in groups, if that makes sense, like from left and right. And this has to do with community, you know, that kind of humanitarian energy, groups of people, friends. This may have to do with the internet. So the 11th house does rule the internet. So emails, text messages, most of your communication about endings. Keep in mind, this is going to bring endings with this full moon through the truth. And I think it has something to do with your friends or online. So keep in mind, if there was any communicating online or text or emails, especially if it was about endings, and especially if it had to do with friends or groups of people. Okay, Leo? So the card coming out for you is the Knight of Swords. So this is my Gemini. It could be an Aquarius or, I almost said Leo. It could be an Aquarius or a Libra. But the Knight of Swords is an energy that anybody can take on, okay? So over this past month, this moon cycle, the truth has been coming at you pretty fast. You guys have been wanting to think quickly, or needing to think quickly and think critical, make up your mind about something. this is one of the fastest moving nights in tarot. Okay, so there's been this quick energy. This Gemini full moon really brought a lot of like truth to you. There might have been in and out communication, but there is a message that might have came to you. The truth may have came to you very quickly, or this could be you on this horse, but either way, there's this energy of quickness, this quick mentality, really feeling into that mutable. This is the card for Gemini. So I don't know if you guys have any Gemini friends, or if there was a need over the past month to really communicate the truth to a certain friend. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. So this is a Gemini and Aquarius energy. There is a difference here in maturity. Someone here may be older. There may be a significant age difference, but this is just about a conversation that needs to take place between you and somebody else. Okay, the truth is obviously very important to you, Leo, especially with your friends or groups of people. So I don't know what it is that you've been communicating, or this collective truth that was given to you, but you're definitely open to it. You may be being a little bit more detached. I do feel like you guys, here's a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but this is about slowing down a little bit, and it has something to do with either children or the past, okay? Because we do have someone returning from the past that may have slowed things down, or this is a financial message, because I think there was a significant argument, or just maybe conflict. You guys didn't want to fight anymore, especially over, if it had anything to do with work, school, something like that, working really hard. So you're slowing down because of something in the past, and it's because there was no clarity, there was no communication. This Gemini full moon was really trying to help you end certain ways of communicating when it comes to your friends, your hopes, your wishes, things like that. I mean, either way, you have a sword here. So similar to the Gemini message, you might want to listen to the Gemini message if you're dealing with a Gemini, Leo. But you can sit with the truth that this full moon has obviously illuminated for you, or you can run with it. Okay? Either way, I think there's something that you or another person has to say. You're definitely focused on the facts, being a little bit more detached and cold a little bit, emotionally shut off, but it's because of the things that you want to do. It's because of what you've made your mind up. Like, it's definitely all about the truth, okay? So hopefully that helped, Leo. We have two different messages here, slow and fast, okay? And definitely something from the past here, some kind of memory that you have that is slowing you down from the truth of what you already know, okay? But you're going to need to make your mind up, Leo, or you guys did make your mind up over the past month, and now you're just in a position to communicate clearly. I did just see the Lovers, so that is a Gemini for some of you guys for sure. Full moon in your 11th house. If there were any shady hater friends or anybody like that in your environment, you're in your community or in your group, because this is about having a more truthful community, the people you surround yourself with. So over the past month, Leo, it's been very important when you're in groups of like 3 or more, because I would consider that a group, being around at least 3 other people. Those were the times when the Gemini full moon could communicate with you the most. And so keep in mind the truth of what you felt around these people. Like if any truth came to you, and it's interesting with the Gemini full moon, our emotions communicate the truth to us under this specific transit, okay? So you may feel differently about the truth when it comes to other people or groups or something like that, okay? So hopefully that helped. Let's move to Virgo. Virgo, what is the full moon and Gemini message for Virgo, please? December 12th, 2019 to January 12th, 2020. What was the full moon and Gemini message for Virgo? Give me a message for Virgo. Wow. Okay, that is extremely, 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 extremely interesting. First, before we reveal the cards, let's talk a little bit about the energy astrology-wise, Virgo. So this took place in your 10th house, okay? Your 10th house of career, long-term goals, longevity. As soon as I start talking to Virgo, of course, I'm trying to perfect things and like critique things, so I might be feeling your guys' energy a little bit, okay? But yeah, Virgo, this full moon, it brought completions to, your path. The 10th house is the north, like a mini north node. It's the midheaven. It's the thing, the work, the line of work that you're doing in regards to your karmic path. So career, the next 10 years of your life, this is completing. So that decade energy was really hitting you hard, Virgo, because you went through a full moon on December 12th that was already ending the last 10 years for you, so that you can start the next 10 years, right? So career stuff, I would not be surprised if there's Virgos out there who are going through changes or completions to cycles when it comes to their career. But this is all about the long term, The the truth here for you, Virgo, is that some things in your life are not in it for the next 10 years. That's what Gemini's trying to tell you. Like, hey, Virgo, this is about your legacy, the truth about that, the truth about the next 10 years, and I'm going to come in and end things. Now, there may be communication here that is important, that you communicating about the next 10 years. Any communication that took place in regards to finances, career, like that was really important during this time and this cycle, December 12th through January 12th. Okay, and there's going to be really important completions there that kind of trigger conversations, if that makes sense. Now, this is really freaky, but you're getting the same exact message that Leo got. Same exact message that Leo got, okay? And you guys can look back. I just shuffled, and you're literally getting the same message. So, same message, but there's gonna be different things that come up. But if you have a Leo energy, if you're dealing with a Leo, please watch the Leo reading that I just did. So, Knight of Swords coming out. Again, this is that quick energy. The Knight of Swords is the quickest moving knight in the tarot. He's got something to say. This is delivering the truth. This is a message, a truthful message that may have came to you, Virgo, maybe in regards to a career. Maybe this is some kind of quick news that is coming in here. But the Knight of Swords is act now, think later kind of guy, okay? Making your mind up. Might be what you guys might have felt inside your mind, Virgo, for the past month. It may have been extra like analytical, extra, I know Virgos are constantly analyzing and thinking, but Gemini made it even more so. Like, hey, Virgo, here's more truth and more facts. Gemini squares you, Virgo, on the zodiac wheel, so there's a 90-degree angle between you and Gemini, meaning that this has to do with compromise and tension a little bit too. It's hilarious, Gemini and Virgo. You guys are both ruled by the same planet, so there's a natural communication that takes place there. There's a natural, like, factual, analytical relationship that's there. So it's really interesting. I don't know if this is career compromise or when it comes to communicating, if there was any compromise there, but very fast forward movement. There's some kind of truth here in regards to the next 10 years. And I kid you not, bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords, just like Leo. So similar to Leo, you can either sit with this truth or you can run with it. You know what I mean? Either way, it's like someone here is waiting for, it would look better this way, I guess. Someone here, there's like a message being delivered to a woman who's ready for the truth. And it's coming in quite quickly. You may be speaking this, you may be hearing this. Here you are, Virgo. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So we got Virgo, Gemini here. Taurus, Capricorn, but we have the Six of Cups. This is the same message for Leo. So weird, like conflict from the past. I think Gemini here, Gemini is an argumentative sign, so arguments have been a little bit different over the past month for us, right? These mind games, Gemini, it's kind of literally have you here, Virgo, too. Oh my God, we have Virgo. Someone here may be a triple Virgo, because I pulled the Hermit card and the Eight of Pentacles. That's double Virgo. And then remember, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So, there may be something here. I don't know if you have children and there's financial slowness, because the Knight of Pentacles moves so slow. But this is about being practical, Virgo. I don't know if there's a missed opportunity, because someone here, like, they're trying to reflect on an option that's coming to them. There's lots of options. You could be dealing with a Pisces. Someone here is afraid. Like, there's definitely a Capricorn moon here as well for you. Same message that Cancer got. So I don't know if someone here is afraid. There might be some secret toxicity. Someone here is secretly attached. A lot of options, okay? This is about choosing something in the dark. And because of that energy, you don't have the facts. It doesn't seem logical to you, Virgo. Some of these love offers coming in, you'd rather be isolated and wise and on your own, because you're done with the mind games. Like, it's to you, this is just about something you can perfect. Okay, so this might be, someone here may be communicating differently, but we do have someone slowly returning from the past, or the past is slowing you down, Virgo. But it's interesting. This is kind of different from Leo, because to me, this is about moving faster after a time of stagnation. Like, some of you guys were really, really halted. Okay, especially if there was past energy, soulmate energy, or children. But yeah, you're done sitting with the truth. You're ready to kind of charge forward. You may have had to make up your mind. You're going to gain clarity about why things were so slow. And it's like, now it's like you're running hard. You're running hot towards the truth or something like that. So for real, Virgo, this might have something to do with the future. It's the truth you need now in order to have clarity over the next 10 years, if that makes sense. So full moon in your 10th house. Maybe there's some kind of career decision where you're going to have to act quickly, think about it and analyze it later, because this to me is just about some kind of action that you're taking. So when you got this truth over the past month, there was definitely some kind of action, and you could be definitely dealing with a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, Virgo, so hopefully that helped. Just know that this full moon is squared you. So there were certain things that took place that you really had no control over. You kind of had to meet this full moon and its intentions for you halfway as a compromise. So, and this is all for your greater good, for the long term. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to commitment and being fucking stable and grounded for the next decade. Okay? So hopefully that helped, Virgo. Let's move into Libra. What is the Libra message for the Gemini full moon on December 12th? Libra. Okay, we have cards coming out, Libra. Let's talk a little bit about astrology first, though, and then we'll reveal. So you're an air sign, Libra, just like Gemini. So you probably felt these air vibes over the past, moon cycle. For you, Gemini is 9 houses away from you, though. So this is all about higher expansion of knowledge, learning, studying, travel. It's that Sagittarian energy. So, you guys are learning the most from this energy. You guys learn the most. A lot of people think just because you're an air sign, Libra, that's why you like to communicate and talk a lot, which is true. But I think it has something to do with Gemini being 9 houses away. So you guys literally expand through communication. That's the way you learn, Libra. That's the way you grow. So, there's a teaching energy here. There's a studious energy here. The things that you've learned, or the way that the truth has somehow expanded you over the past month is coming up. December 12th through January 12th. This is also a little bit about what has completed for you in a truthful way emotionally, Libra. Knowing what you feel in regards to your beliefs, huge. This is a belief house. So you're going to be, I think, conversations about beliefs. Hopefully they weren't arguments, Libra, but conversations about beliefs, huge for a full moon in your 9th house of Gemini. There's duality to consider here. There's 2 sides to every story, but I think you guys, because of this full moon, you're going to be ending cycles of false beliefs and coming into a greater truth, greater knowledge. So Libras naturally have this innate energy where if a fact comes to you, you like to go deeper with it. You like to see the higher knowledge of it. You like to study that truth, okay? 9th house energy. But let's get to the cards. We have the 10 of Swords and the Page of Swords. So as far as tarot here, it looks as if this truth, a lot of air energy here. This is that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This is you. The 10 of Swords is the ending to something painful. It is a painful ending as well, but it's the light at the end of the tunnel. The truth that the Gemini full moon had to offer you, this is going to trine you, Libra. The full moon trined you. This was a pretty, I'm not saying that what it caused was easy, but as far as it being air, this was intellectually comfortable for you, This is your element. But I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't know if there was some kind of truth that came out that caused an ending, because we have the Page of Swords here. So this could easily be you, Libra. This is a younger energy. This is about, the Page of Swords is talking about finding new ways to communicate. The Page of Swords is very young, okay? This is like the energy of a baby when they first start talking. Like, that might be a metaphor for some of you guys. It's a child that has just learned how to articulate words and stuff. And I feel that is just, a metaphor for what needs to take place with this full moon. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you have different beliefs, because when there's a full moon in your 9th house, a lot is illuminated when it comes to the way you think and what you're communicating as far as what you believe. You want to make sure you believe everything that you say, Libra, and that's straight up manifestation here. Having a 9th house Gemini, everything that you say needs to be an extension of what you believe so that it manifests. This is about our thoughts manifesting, but there's an ending here that is important over the past month, Libra, with this Gemini full moon. This Gemini full moon brought many of you guys endings. And it was so you guys could see a more truthful light at the end of this. Like, I don't know if some of you guys haven't felt like you've had clarity in a while. I don't know how the truth has been for you guys, speaking your truth, knowing the truth, but this is an investigator. You need to know more. Someone needs clarity about something that has ended. Someone's coming back to communicate. They're getting up off the ground with their truth. This could be you, Libra, literally getting up off the ground, coming from a position of rock bottom to finally, you know what, I have something to say. I want to know more about this pain. I want to know more about why this had to happen. Why was this betrayal? This could be someone else with you too, Libra. But this is just knowing your pain, knowing why something had to end, taking a really shitty situation, being backstabbed, whatever this was, and allowing it to further form like a new intellect, new idea. Like this inspired you mentally, whatever this was. And I do feel a little bit here like someone may have saw something, maybe someone sees someone who's in an ending, because I do see that a little bit here too. It's just there's an ending here. Someone sees something end, or someone sees something that causes an ending. It might be, I don't know what it is that the Gemini full moon showed you, okay? But it really put you in this air element. It really, really changed your perspective, Libra, didn't it? This was a perspective changing ending or energy. You could be dealing with a Scorpio or a Pisces, but Libra, we have more air energy here. So going off more of this changed perspective, you know, you feeling like stagnant, like you can't do anything but sit here and try to learn. Like, you know, if I'm in this painful situation, I might as well let it inspire me. I might as well let it further initiate my truth. You know, this is you changing your perspective and becoming enlightened to a situation that had you stuck and trapped. Like you were keeping yourself stuck and trapped in a place that was only slowing you down. Like there's no movement here. Okay, you're really in your head here, feeling trapped, feeling stuck. You're not in tune with your emotions here with the water down there. Okay, but this is what's changing with the Death card. There's an awakening taking place here in your future. Your future looks much, much brighter, and you could be dealing with an Aries or a father figure or authority, but this is about taking control. So you're going through an awakening, Libra, as these changes happen inside your mind. This is the difference between feeling stuck in your mind with the truth and literally allowing yourself to know more. And, you know, when you know this amount, when you take and apply what it is that you know, the news coming in, what's being said to you, it's very hard to be a victim. So if there's someone in your life that challenges you or makes you feel like, kind of like, I don't know, a loser, or just like, you know, and now that I'm holding these cards this way, I do feel like someone is watching somebody going through pain. But you're learning from this, Libra, okay? For sure. You're learning from your pain. This is expanding you. It has something to do with the truths about what you believe. Like, what do you believe about this, Libra, about what you're seeing, this painful thing that you're seeing, this painful news that comes in, this ending? You know what I mean? You need to know more about it. You're going to need to investigate more about it. But the facts that you obtain from this situation are going to expand you. They're going to give you kind of like ascension. So ask yourself what the Gemini full moon has taught you, and therefore what you can teach other people through this truth and through these endings of false beliefs, Libra. So hopefully that helped. A lot of light being shed there. We have the Four of Wands. So celebration. Maybe this has to do with a home environment or marriage. Let's move on to Scorpio, though. The 8th house. Scorpio. Whoa. Okay, explosions. We had a card come out. I'm going to shuffle again because this is really crazy. But before we do any of that, Scorpio, let's talk about how this full moon in Gemini on December 12th was your 8th house. Okay. So similar to Taurus going through 2nd house energy, Scorpio, you're going through 8th house energy. Gemini is 8 signs away from you. And this is very important because the 8th house is what you are on the zodiac wheel, Scorpio. So this is shared resources, right? Investments, taxes, intimacy, secrets, sex, for lack of a better term, but transformation, death, rebirth. Okay, this is a dark house. So secrets have been illuminated here. It's very hard to keep things a secret, even if it comes to just how you're feeling. It's very, very hard when there's a full moon of truth and light and illumination in your house of secrets and intimacy, what you hide, what you give away, shared inheritance, all those kind of energies. So it's really, really interesting, Scorpio. You guys are getting the same, well, I don't know if you're dealing with a Libra, but this is a card that also came out for Libra's reading. And that also happened with Virgo and Leo as well. Some of the zodiac signs are receiving similar messages. But this is the Page of Swords, Scorpio. You're doing a lot of spying because of this energy. You are the 8th house and you're going through 8th house energy. So this is home to you. This is very, very familiar vibes to you. You may not be used to things being so illuminated or secrets being so broadcasted. Because of you going through this energy, people they may gravitate to tell you dark secrets about themselves because you're being illuminated, okay, on the zodiac wheel. Secrets are being illuminated to you. Some of your secrets that you choose are being illuminated to others as well. But there's someone who's spying on you, Scorpio, keeping an eye on you. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This could be you or someone else, but there's definitely a spy here. The energy of needing to know more, similar to Libra, investigating. Keep in mind the Page of Swords is quite young. He's not as mature as the King or the Knight of Swords. So the things that you're seeing over the last month through this lunar cycle, It is 8th house energy. So keep in mind what you see, the truth coming in, it's all to transform you, Scorpio. There were certain things, pardon my inability to speak with the moon in Taurus right now, right in the 12th house of this energy. Keep in mind the things that you were seeing, the things that people are seeing in you, the things that you're saying, all of this energy, okay? It's all to transform you. It's all a part of this rebirth that you're going through, okay? You're literally watching things transform, and you need to know more about this 8th house energy. You need to know more about the truth when it comes to what you're giving away, what you're receiving, you know, the things that you're sharing with people intimately, sex, secrets, all of that. This is all about that, okay? Now, behind the Page of Swords is the 6 of Wands. So I don't know if this is one of your admirers. You could be dealing with a Taurus. I definitely see someone here who might be dealing with a Taurus in a home environment. These two cards here are talking about major commitments, marriages, home environments. And, you know, Scorpio, those may be kind of crumbling down, okay? And because of that, someone's really guarded, defensive, and anxious, losing sleep over these endings. You could be dealing with the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I want to know more about this Page of Swords, just like you want to know more, Scorpio. So I definitely feel that want to know more energy. Why is the Page of Swords here for Scorpio? I don't know if you guys feel kind of paranoid with this energy. This is definitely a paranoid energy. Around December 12th through January 12th, paranoid. Okay, like someone's watching you. The Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords too. Wheel of Fortune tried to come out though. So what you see, the information coming in and that you're sharing, Scorpio, is definitely linked to destiny, karma, fate. It's changing. It was meant to happen. It's ending a cycle. Okay, yeah. So this is what it was. These cards that were already here, I'm trying to shuffle, and these are the ones coming out. They were at the bottom of the deck, and now they're coming out. So this is about admiration, victory, some kind of celebration, being acknowledged for something. So being acknowledged for a commitment, or if you guys are in commitments with someone, especially if you're dealing with Taurus, it's like, I don't know if this is important that somebody is watching you succeed. I do feel like there's at least 6 people here. You are this guy on this horse, Scorpio, and there's at least 6 people who have their eye on you. Someone around you that seems to be celebrating with you. I don't know if it's a party or a parade or some kind of, maybe it was New Year's, but during celebration, Christmas, all the holiday energy, New Year's, all of that, maybe even back to your birthdays, you guys have been feeling watched, specifically over the past month. But at least as this center of attention is on you, at least you're looking admirable. At least you're looking like a winner. You know, people are literally seeing you win. They're watching you win. And it has something to do with tradition. Yeah, this is the holiday energy here. Definitely there was like a traditional holiday celebration and you just felt watched and paranoid. Scorpio, there is something changing about a home environment, okay? This has to do with the 8th house. This is transformation of the home and resources. There's a lot of change and shakeups. It may shock some of you guys. It could be a marriage for some of you. With this with this 4 of Wands, it could be a marriage or a commitment. I just see this might have been a false foundation, okay? Meaning that this is not where you were meant to be, okay? And you probably know that because you were on defense, you were guarded, you had anxiety here. Maybe you had a hard time sleeping here anyway. But there is a commitment crumbling down, and I think it's because there's a more victorious commitment over here. I didn't see this before, but this is definitely the energy of a promotion as well. Actually being acknowledged for your skill. Somebody who was had their eye on you, wanted to know more about you, investigated more about you, and they seen how successful you were. They watched how successful you were. This is like the energy of your boss or something like that, really seeing you and giving you a promotion, being acknowledged, being seen and acknowledged for your commitments, your beliefs, your hard work, your traditions. And I do feel like some of you guys, this might involve a more victorious commitment over here, because I have commitment and victory, and then I have commitment and downfall. So I guess this is like trading one commitment for the other, but the change is taking place to lower your guard, because you've been working really hard. There's been a lot of battles at this home commitment, marriage, celebration, because I do see celebration here as well. You're celebrating a commitment over here, Scorpio, that you inquired more about. And over here, we've got, you know, this ending to a guarded home relationship anyway. You had anxiety, you know what I mean? Like, there was fear here for sure. You could be dealing with a Pisces. But this makes more sense to me now, Scorpio. Now, let's bring it back to the 8th house, though. This is your opposite sign. So keep in mind, you know, Uranus is in Taurus. So you do have a relationship with unpredictability. That makes sense. All right. But just let it fall, Scorpio. Let this transformation happen. This is a full moon in your 8th house. So you're going to be illuminated to the truth in your life about what's changing. It may have to do with some kind of shared resource or energy like that. It's going to be intimate. There's going to be light and truth shed on very intimate parts of your life over the past month. But I honestly feel like this is all coming in so that maybe you can communicate. As you communicated, some of the things you were saying over the past month during this full moon cycle, Scorpio, it was transforming words. Like, this is why Scorpio, I never knew this before, but having a conversation with Scorpio, it's almost like they speak death. Like, this is literally speaking endings into existence. Or as endings happen, like, you're gaining this truth and clarity. But it's like, pay attention to the conversation that took place between you and others, because it was literally that energy of transforming truth. Like, truth that not only comes in and changes things, but it straight up just transforms things and therefore destroys, other things in your life that are false truths. This Gemini full moon, basically in a nutshell, it just gave us all clarity in different parts of our life. And for you, Scorpio, it was seeing clearly what needed to transform at an emotional level. This is the moon we're talking about here, filled with light in your 8th house of death and transformation. So certain emotions need to change with you intimately. You know what I mean? And this is all about the truth when it comes to that, Scorpio, and clarity, having the right facts before you give more of yourself away. Yeah. So hopefully that helps, Scorpio. Let's move into Sagittarius. What's the Gemini full moon message for Sagittarius, December 12th, 2019? Gemini full moon message for Sagittarius, please. What was the Gemini full moon message for Sagittarius, December 12th, please, 2019? Gemini full moon, Sagittarius. Oh, that's so many cards. But Sag, we do have like a whole bunch of cards with the Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay, so there's new love here for some of you guys, which makes sense because the Gemini full moon opposed you in your 7th house of relationships. Okay, so there's definitely an important relationship forming between you and this full moon. Okay, the sun in Sagittarius was opposing the moon in Gemini. It wouldn't even be a full moon if it wasn't for you. So, like, new love here, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. I don't know if you feel left out in the cold, Sag, and if you're kind of stressed out and juggling, okay? But there's a new beginning here, possibly with a friendship that took place. And I don't know if there's any regret here that you have with an earth sign. There's like disappointment here. Maybe it's just financial disappointment, but let the past be the past, Sagittarius, okay? There's much to celebrate now. You guys just went through your birthdays. Hopefully those were great, but there's definitely a risk here that someone's juggling. There's a new beginning in something old, like, and again, if this is you as the Queen of Wands, if you identify with the Queen of Wands, you feel left out in the cold, you feel homeless, but it's like there's love coming to you anyways, okay? This is about taking action. There's definitely a new love with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But the thing is we have you at the bottom of the deck, very emotionally unavailable, Sagittarius, like very emotionally unavailable, okay? To me, this is missed opportunity. Some of you guys missed an opportunity in love, and you know what? It might have had something to do with the Gemini full moon really exposing the truth to Sagittarius in regards to relationships. Like, this was all about how truthful. Be right back. This energy was all about how truthful the people around you are or aren't. Okay, the full moon in Gemini definitely showed you your relationship that you have with truth, Sagittarius. I don't know if I called you Gemini, but it's very important because of where the zodiac wheel is, Sagittarius, that you have relationships that are truthful, that bring you clarity, that you can communicate very well with, okay? But see, the thing is some of you guys are still, I don't know if you missed this opportunity. Some of you guys missed this opportunity. Look at these cups that are trying to give to you. Somebody definitely had a cup of love here. They may have been younger. Maybe this is the energy of like someone who has children. There may be a new child here that is present, but either way, you guys are over here really contemplating about the feelings you have in regards to relationships and some of these offers, because you know what you want, right, Sag? You know what you want here. It's just these may not be the right offers. You're like, no, I know what I want. Like, that does not look like anything. Maybe you're so focused on something from the past or some kind of friendship, third party that didn't work out, your regrets, your disappointments. You're literally not open emotionally to see that there are people around you right now that have been trying to offer you emotion. You're not in alignment with it. You're not ready. Some of you guys are still in a lot of pain. You haven't changed your perspective. You're literally gonna have to sacrifice this pain that you've been stuck in, Sag. You know, this Gemini full moon wasn't too easy for you guys the last month. It wasn't too easy your birthdays, huh? Because you guys felt stuck in a certain mindset. The Gemini full moon let you guys see. Some of you are stuck with a mother figure. That might be ending. Okay, some of you are stuck with a Libra, a Taurus, but that's ending. Okay, you're really in your head. This is self-imprisonment. It's all in your head, Sagittarius. You don't think you're attractive enough. Okay, what? But this is a negative mind frame. Okay, you're gonna have to change your perspective. You're gonna have to change your perspective about something terrible that happened to you. All your pain, all the times you lost and were on the floor. Okay, this is the light at the end of the tunnel, though. You are becoming illuminated when it comes to all your past pain, all the horrible relationships, exes. Like, there's nothing you need to do here, Sagittarius, with the Hanged Man. This is Neptune energy, Pisces energy. There's nothing you need to do here. Well, it's kind of a contradiction, right? There's nothing you need to do, but all you need to do. I'm saying that because the Hanged Man is chilling, okay? His only job in this card is to sit there still, do nothing, and just become illuminated by the light in the future. Like, wow, okay, so that's why that had to end. Oh, okay, wow, that's why I had to feel that kind of pain. That's why I was stuck. Because this is a very stuck and stagnant energy. You could be dealing with a Libra. But this full moon in Gemini is illuminating the true truth to you about how you keep your own self stuck, Sagittarius. How being stagnant over the past month has been a little bit willing on your behalf. Okay, these endings, but you're becoming enlightened to why something had to end so that you could get the fuck out of your head. Like, you guys were in a mental prison, but you became enlightened and it ended. But I'm telling you what, someone here is because of pain and because of things not working out in the past, you're unavailable emotionally for new offers. Okay, so that was like a huge message that tried to come out. Let's see if we can just get one card for Sagittarius for the Gemini full moon, please. Okay, so this is cool. We have the King of Wands. Okay, so very important that you're being confident. Okay, the sun transited your house, Sag, so this is about being confident, taking action, being a leader, you know, having a vision for yourself, being mature, you know what I'm saying, being a master of those passionate emotions, whether that's sex or anger or just feeling on fire. Like, the King of Wands is very mature. He's very, very attractive and confident and maybe a little bit egoic. This is like a Leo energy to me. You could be dealing with like a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's a male though. It's like kind of masculine energy. But this is you, Sag, like literally hot, confident, taking action though, okay? Barely even sitting here. The King of Wands is not sitting comfortably because he's like, kind of like how just a minute ago I got up and quickly turned on the light over there. That's when I got up. I was like, be right back. BRB, Sagittarius. Like, yeah, maybe there's some kind of energy like BRB, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to relationship truth. Because you guys, this full moon opposed you, okay? Now, I don't know if you're dealing with younger water signs, earth signs, but there may be an apology here to a Pisces from a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I just feel like love. There's a love message here. This is an apology. This is someone who wants to plant something, some kind of emotion. Okay, there's some kind of realistic investment. Yeah, for sure. It's someone who had to end a burden. There's some kind of text message coming in, and it's been a while, right, since you've heard from this person. We have two different nights too, Sag. So this could be a Virgo, Pisces energy. Either way, though, it's kind of slowed you down carrying all this weight, right? I mean, that is fire energy, so you're going to be used to that, like the passion, the excitement. But the Ten of Wands, it's a burden, all right? It's a 10, so it's bringing completion. This may be a message that kind of frees you from a burden. Maybe it was really heavy waiting to communicate with a certain person, but we do have the Knight of Cups. That's love, you guys. That's anybody who's on a horse, willing to express their emotion, on a quest for love, maybe. And the Page of Pentacles. So at the end of the day, it needs to be logical. It needs to be something that can be planted. Because keep in mind, Sag, this was all about relationships for you. So it's kind of tough being in the opposite of Gemini when Gemini is so factual and the moon was there full. So it also brought a lot of emotion here. But keep in mind, it had to do a lot with other people. Okay, the 7th house brings attention to other people, partnerships. So I guess what I'm going to say for you, Sag, is that it's very important that you're being confident and that you're taking action. Okay, like you have to embody your inner King of Wands. All of you have this energy. Okay, this energy of strong leadership and confidence. There might be an energy here of that Gemini full moon kind of making you guys, maybe there's something about the truth. You know, you guys are all about beliefs and higher knowledge. You know, you're the higher mind. Gemini is the lower mind. So I feel this subtle energy of you guys questioning your confidence, second guessing yourself. And that's not good for you guys. So make sure that you have fiery, confident relationships that have an equal passionate exchange, okay? Very interesting full moon for you, Sagittarius. Basically, yeah, this is about the truth when it comes to relationships. A lot of relationship clarity. And I just want to say real quick here before we move on to Capricorn that when there's a full moon in your seventh house, there may be completions or endings to relationships. And it's, if there was any relationships that ended or relationships where there was a lack of truth or communication, they ended because they weren't truthful, okay? So you want to thank your opposite sign Gemini for at least exposing the emotion of that going on behind the scenes, okay? So let's move on to Capricorn now. Happy birthday, Capricorn. As you watch this, it's going to be your birthday, okay? But we're looking back here to December 12th when it was Sagittarius season. All right, when there was a full moon in Gemini and there was a portal that opened up between 12/12 and 12/21. So let's see, what was the Gemini full moon message for Capricorn? Gemini full moon message for Capricorn, please. December 12th. Okay, I'll take it. It came out like quite quickly. So before we reveal the cards, Capricorn, let's talk a little bit about where this is happening for you on the zodiac wheel. Okay, Gemini is 6 houses away from you. So this has everything to do with your health, your services to other people, your job, all right? Sixth house energy, yeah, work, job, your day-to-day routine, things like that. Like, so things you do on a daily regular, all right? You had a full moon here, though. So when you have a full moon in your sixth house, it does bring completions to certain ways of living. Like, to you, Capricorn, this was all about Gemini revealing the truth about certain people, places, and things in your life that, you're going to have to ask yourself, am I living in my truth? Woo! I don't know what just sent me that download, but am I living in my truth? I think that's something that Capricorns have definitely been asking themselves over the past month. Okay, there's been communication. If there's any services or anything that you guys offer specifically that has to do with communication, like a job what job doesn't involve communication, but some more than others, right? So if this is a thing for you guys, there may be completions there. Conversations about completions that are taking place for your own good, for your own health, like mental health is coming up here. I'm just saying, sixth house, full moon, Gemini, there's also illuminated emotions here. So the truth about how you're living, Capricorn, is what's coming up. Okay, seriously. Now, the tarot card that came out is the Tower. So when the Tower comes out for somebody going through a full moon in their sixth house, I would say that there are certain endings that took place over the past month that, it was a false foundation. This was a false way of living. This was a false relationship to have, a false job, false services. Like, this is the universe coming in to help some of you guys complete a certain way of living and to develop a better and more truthful routine for yourself. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's something crumbling apart here. And because of that, you guys are really standing up for yourself. You have something to kind of defend here. There may be competition here, but wow. Like, you're definitely in position, which is coming up. Like, this is the first card that came out for you guys in my January 2020 reading this month. So you might want to watch that because this was hella energy. You guys are just in position because of these changes. You've already felt these changes. This might have to do with the eclipse that took place and the new moon in Capricorn. But we do have the Seven of Swords here. So you're going to need to strategize, right? There's some kind of plan for your future, but there's also something from the past. Okay, some of you guys might be dealing with Cancer. We have the Chariot. There is a new love from a Cancer here. Okay, Pisces, Leo. Wow. I don't know if somebody was left out in the cold here, but we literally have Leo, Pisces, Cancer. This could be Sagittarius or Aries woman or Scorpio, Cancer. Definitely Cancer, Pisces here, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But this is about taking action, coming out of the cold, financially juggling. Like, I do see some of you guys were really financially stressed out. All right, and this is sixth house energy. You know what I mean? There might have been some risk. You might have had to weigh some pros and cons out, but there was definitely a decision you weren't wanting to take and wanted to make. And then we have this love message here. So, wow. Capricorn, this is your opposite sign, Cancer, and this might be taking place on the full moon in Cancer. This is full moon to full moon cycle. So literally a month's energy where the Cancer full moon is going to come in and bring in that emotion, bring in that feeling, okay? Bring in those new beginnings. This is about finding new ways to express what you feel, Capricorn. Charging forward in spite of obstacles. Like, there's a lot of emotion here. Maybe even crying, okay? And it's because of memories. You know, you have these memories. Maybe someone returns from the past. Just be careful. You may have children too with that Six of Cups, but you're definitely looking out to some kind of path. It's like your future, but your past at the same time. It's like maybe you're headed back somewhere for you have a future with your past. That's some North and South Node stuff. But the Seven of Swords, though, the energy of just trying to get away with something. I don't know if this is just like, again, some kind of plan or strategy, but someone here to, I don't know, they have a choice to make, and they may have to lie or sneak or something, but you might already know that, Capricorn, so you're kind of standing up for yourself in these changes. I want to get you guys one more card. It's kind of hard to be going through the Tower during a birthday cycle, so why is the Tower coming out here for Capricorn? Lots of change here, guys. Sudden revelation and, you know, maybe even chaos to a certain extent. Wow. Okay, but it looks to be good because we have the Empress coming out. So this may have something to do with a mother figure, or you as a mother, Libra, Taurus energy, but this is Venus. Venus and Mars. Wow. So this is almost like a twin flame kind of thing. Whatever it is, it's shocking abundance. Like this here, whatever fell apart for you, Capricorn, as far as your lifestyle, like these things, it kept you from living an abundant lifestyle of beauty, you know, being surrounded by literally all creation, mother of all, you know. So obviously this was like not a true empire for you. This was not fit for a queen or a king, you know, someone who was abundant. You're very attractive here. Mars, Venus, divine feminine, divine masculine showing up. Look to Mars and Venus in your own chart too to further see messages about these changes. But you had to let some kind of false lifestyle or routine fall apart so that you could be more abundant. I mean, there is definitely some twin flame energy going on here. Some of you are married. Some of you, this involved like losing a home because of financial juggling. Some of you had like 2 different homes. Maybe this involved like this was a risk. You took a risk with a choice. Maybe there was a commitment that was left out in the cold over this time. Okay, but I do see the energy here of someone who's like left out in the cold, financial conflict in a home, a celebration, feeling left out in the cold when it comes to yourself. I hope this isn't your birthday. It might have to do with a marriage or a commitment as well. Someone feels left out in the cold here. And I'm going to tell you what, this is my twin flame combination. And I just saw 116. Somebody's birthday is January 16th maybe. But I'm telling you what, you guys want to let this change take place, because this is the shocking truth coming to you. And by the end of it, you know, there may be a better home environment, a better job, a better relationship to where you're aligned more with abundance. 6 o'clock. So yeah, wow, Capricorn, this is the Tower coming out for you. I think twin flame, but I also think this is just some kind of shock, and this moon definitely caused some change in completions, and it was because the universe wants you to live a more truthful lifestyle, a more truthful routine. Make truth and communication a part of your routine, okay? A lot of clarity there for you as well, Capricorn. So hopefully that helped. Let's move to Aquarius. Aquarius, what is the Gemini full moon message for Aquarius? So we just had the 3 of Wands. Okay, guys, so the 3 of Wands might have something to do with the future. It might have something to do with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, waiting for your ships to come in. Now we have the 4 of Wands, Aquarius. So waiting for commitment, waiting for celebration, waiting for something that has to do with a wedding or marriage maybe. But let's talk a little bit first about the astrology, and then we'll reshuffle for you too, Aquarius, because that happened kind of fast. But Aquarius, this is air energy that we're talking about. We're looking back to December 12th. We're talking about the full moon that took place in Gemini. Okay, so this was very positive, harmonious energy. It's a trine. Gemini is a brother sister sign to you. Okay, this is 5th house energy. I love 5th house energy personally because it talks all about creation, creativity, pleasure, children, soulmates. So yeah, this is pretty positive. Now we have to combine the energetic message of truth, completions, communication with the 5th house. So there's some clarity here that this full moon brought to you, and with this truth comes something that you could create, some kind of expression. This was a full moon of truth. All right, so it brought endings to things that weren't making you happy, Aquarius. Very important that that you're really realizing the truth of what makes you happy, Aquarius, with this moon. I think having a Gemini 5th house, it's like communication makes you happy. And that's why, Aquarius, if you ever thought why a strong communication or a mental connection with someone makes you happy, it's because that's the most creative energy that you feel. Feeling the duality of two different people communicating and coming together, you know, both sides of a story, that collective energy, this is where you can create the most, because Gemini is 5 houses away from you. Okay, so this full moon was all about, again, expression, happiness, the truth of that, Aquarius. And things that don't align with your true happiness is coming up here. Again, this could have something to do with children or soulmates, the truth about the past coming up here. Yeah, if it wasn't true, Aquarius, especially when it comes to what you were feeling, and I do keep feeling the energy of children for some of you guys, the truth about children, the truth about you know, what can be intellectually created. I think it's very important that communication was positive. You know, negative communication, very, very hard for Aquarius. You're not able to create from that. And it's because Gemini is communication. It's 5th house from you. That's positivity. You know, that's communicating and expressing oneself in a very positive and happy way. So hopefully there was some positive conversations that took place. All right. And again, then we have this 4 of Wands. So there's a home environment showing up here. There's a commitment, a marriage, a celebration. But we have another 4 here. So I know foundation is very important for you here, Aquarius, okay? Maybe there was a missed opportunity to commit. Maybe there was a missed opportunity for a celebration or a wedding, or someone's emotionally unavailable here. Someone here wants to marry you, Aquarius, or move in with you, and you're just not really sure how you feel about it with this full moon in Gemini, because your sister sign, Gemini, is really getting truthful with you, Aquarius, really intellectually on the same page like Aquarius. Here's the truth about what's been going on behind the scenes, you know, with children, with soulmates, you know, with your happiness, because some of you guys have been feeling left out in the cold. And I do see financial stress here for you guys as well, and some kind of risk, weighing out the pros and cons before you jump in a certain direction. But some of you guys may have even felt homeless or jobless. Could be dealing with a Libra. I'm pretty sure I just saw the Libra card. Yeah, that was Libra. We got the Saturn card too. Aquarius, you're ruled by Saturn. But, you know, are you emotionally available for this happiness, for this celebration energy? I'm gonna reshuffle for you, Aquarius, but I just feel like some of you guys, maybe that you're already in a commitment, you're already living with somebody. This came out for someone else in January too, but yeah, there is another message here of someone who's already in a commitment trying to offer something, whether this is someone who's already in a commitment trying to offer you something, Aquarius, or you're just sitting here kind of like stubborn looking at these 3 cups, focused on this emotion, and though you're ignoring or missing these opportunities because you're already in a commitment. So therefore, you know, you may have to leave other people out in the cold. But let's see, what's the Gemini full moon for Aquarius, please? December 12th, 2019. Wow, okay, so out comes the Magician. Okay, this is some magical shit here. This is a Gemini Virgo. It's the card for Mercury. So there's some kind of manifestation. I don't know if any of you guys are doing, you know, rituals, but you've got the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the wand. Some of you guys, yeah, there's definitely, could be dealing with a Scorpio moon here. We've got Leo. There could be some conflict with a Leo, or if someone doesn't want to fight anymore. Definitely some shocking love offers here, shocking reconciliations with people, and I definitely see you, Aquarius. This is about keeping hope and faith in emotional fulfillment, even if you're on your own, even if you're single and abundant. But wow, I do see like a shocking reconciliation, or the ending to a relationship currently, so that you can get on your horse and offer your love to someone else in spite of mind games. You know, you're going to get really clear about your own. This is great to come up for the 5th house. You know you at least know what would make you happy now, Aquarius. This could be the energy of a child, specifically if you have a son. But Scorpio moon here, Pisces, Cancer energy, all the water signs showing up. There is something you don't know here about something that's ending and beginning. I don't know if you're dealing with a Scorpio, but I feel like some of you guys manifested something through prayer, through your thoughts, through meditation. There may be a Scorpio here that you haven't talked to in a while. Okay, or some kind of break or healing that needs to take place with this transformation. But meditation here, Aquarius. Okay, for sure. Something is manifesting. This is all about communication. Mercury is in Capricorn, your 12th house. So I think things are manifesting behind the scenes for you. So this is about the truth, about how resourceful you are, how you can manifest, Aquarius, like your own happiness, your own creativity, getting really, really creative here with this Magician, okay, with the 5th house. So Again, positive full moon, knowing how the truth about how you feel and what would make you happiest, Aquarius. That air energy, maybe a little bit detached, but pay attention to any conversations that took place about your own happiness, or conversations that took place about children, anything like that. That would be, sorry guys, my nose is like running right now. But yeah, that would be definitely important. Any conversations about your happiness, these conversations and these truths were actually manifesting and creating something, because I'm seeing creativity and manifestation for you guys. So if there's anything about this full moon in Gemini, it did inspire you, Aquarius, to create something out of this truth, this new truth that came in. And if I were you, I would definitely embrace these endings and completions, because looking forward, you're going to align more with a more truthful happiness, I guess. So hopefully that helped, Aquarius. Sorry if that was a little confusing or all over the place. So let's move to, last but not least, Pisces. Hi, Pisces. Pisces. Okay, we have a message coming out. I didn't finish my thought, so I may reshuffle, but let's talk a little bit about this Gemini full moon. Okay, this is the full moon that took place about a month ago, so we're definitely going to have to look back on the last month and think about all the things that have taken place. Okay, so Pisces, this full moon squared you, and it definitely, the truth was compromising, right? It's kind of interesting. The truth is not compromising usually, but because the Gemini house is 90 degrees away from you, it creates a compromise. Like, there might have been your truth and the truth of someone else, or the truth of something else, where you had to meet halfway, okay? But this was karmic, obviously, because squares are hints of karma. So it's interesting. I don't know if any of you guys out there have relationships or know Geminis, but it's really interesting, the Gemini and Pisces dynamic, okay, that duo. I don't mind Gemini, but this energy is our fourth house, Pisces. So this had everything to do with home, family, where we consider ourselves to be from, our beginnings, how it all started, and it's a full moon in a mutable air sign, so there was a lot of truth that came in regards to home and family, in regards to our foundation. In this case, there's a foundation, a new foundation that needs to be built on a new truth, because there's old foundations that are gonna definitely be moved out by this moon cycle. This is bringing completions to false foundations for Pisces, so that new truthful ones can come in. Conversation or communication with any family members, very important, because the moon is in our fourth house of family, and this is all about communication. Any truth or clarity that we needed that came in, that was illuminated, Pisces, about our home or family, our foundation, very important, okay? And it squared us, so it probably didn't feel good. I felt very feisty on the Gemini full moon. Gemini is my Lilith. But take a look at what came out here for us, Pisces. We got a lot of earth energy, that strong foundation energy, that stability. Something we need is coming in, and it's either taking its slow, sweet time, or it's going to. Either it already has, or it's going to. But we have the Knight of Pentacles. This might be a Virgo. To me, this is a Virgo. I don't know if there's some kind of new beginning with a Virgo here, Taurus or Capricorn. But either way, it's like there's a new beginning that pops off, okay? And it's like whatever this Gemini full moon gave you, Pisces, it was a valued truth. I don't know if this is something in regards to your home or in regards to family, like some kind of big financial payout, new job. It's just something you need, though, and all of us need different things. The trick is that we're gonna have to be more Virgoian, more earth sign about this, okay? Because I see something coming into Pisces, and us being very practical about how we spend this, or about how we use this over the past month. We're probably going to want to invest this into a foundation of some sort, whatever that is, whether it's a foundation for our work, or a foundation for a friendship, or a home, or our family. But wow, we're going to want to be practical. We're going to want to work hard with this, for this. And it's interesting, bottom of the deck is even more earth energy. So Pisces, look at all this earth. This full moon was all about logic, being grounded. I don't see any water or any motion here. Because when it comes to our home and our family and where we come from, Pisces, we're very logical about that. You know what I mean? So this is a message coming in that is this is literally something that being delivered to you, Pisces. There's 3 different pentacles here. This is the 3 of Pentacles, basically. So there might be a new job, or this might be a collaboration. This might have to do with some kind of plan or teamwork. I don't know if this is 2 different people or 3 different people, but there is something you don't know about this. We have the sun and the moon here. So this is talking about the new moon. So please keep in mind, there's new moon. This is coming in on a new moon. The Gemini full moon introduced it, but it's going to be brought in by a full moon. So I don't know if the full moon in Cancer. Oh, this is a full moon in Gemini. So I don't know. There's something here about being able to see in the dark, because the sun is illumination, our happiness. This might be a child. We have Pisces Cancer energy here. Someone here may have a Leo moon. But with the sun here, it's illuminating. Like, we have a lot of secrets here. We're no longer fighting ourselves on something, Pisces. We're letting things crumble down with this Gemini full moon, especially when it comes to relationships, reconciliations, strong emotional connections we still have faith in because we were very emotionally fulfilled. Okay? We have the star here. I keep stuttering in this reading, Jesus Christ. So I don't know if there's an Aquarius here, someone with Aquarius energy that would like to reconcile Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, but it's linked to shocking energy, okay? So we're going to move forward shockingly, okay? And we're not going to want to fight anymore. There may be conflict or an argument that is linked to us moving forward, but this all happened because the Gemini full moon illuminated the truth to us. It illuminated duality, light and dark. You know, we may be keeping secrets. Certain secrets may have been illuminated. That might have caused an argument or conflict, or maybe we realized somebody was just playing mind games. So now Pisces is very, 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 very focused on what people have to offer tangibly, what we have to offer tangibly. There's an underlying energy here of an apology of some sort. Somebody may be apologizing, Cancer, Pisces. It's like someone might be apologizing for a secret that came out to light. Someone here, like the light and the dark, huh? So there is no veil here, Pisces. We see where conflict is, you know, because this is the air card that Gemini is showing us. This card came out a lot for this message, you know, and this is conflict that we're involved in. We're the Knight of Cups, Pisces, and we're going through a Tower moment, but it's all for our own happiness and clarity. This is clarity that we asked for, clarity that we have as Priestess. But the bottom of the deck is all about some kind of investment. This might be the energy of a child, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn again, some kind of financial message. I mean, this is all about a financial message. So it's interesting. The Gemini full moon was in our 4th house. The Sag new moon was in our 10th house. But we're planting. We're going to take whatever this is and move slow with it, move practical. We might not even tell anybody about this. We're like secretly planning, secretly saving money or something like that. This might be a new job, a studying energy, like this is a student. So it's like, what can we learn, Pisces, about the truth that has come in? And I think this has to do with our home. I think this is something we needed in as far as home, family, foundation. Like, might involve a Virgo or a Taurus or a Capricorn, but wow, we've got quite the new beginning here coming in. It's a new tangible beginning, and that's what the truth was that this Gemini full moon had to offer us. So, you know, make a home out of your truth, Pisces, out of the truth that came in over the past month. You know, make truth your home, and make sure that you have clarity in that your truth resonates with your foundation. Okay, because, you know, this is about your true family coming in, so your soul family, people you can actually build with. So hopefully that helped, Pisces. Okay, it looks as if maybe there may be certain home environments or foundations that are coming to completion in a very truthful way, so that moving forward we can have more clarity about some of these things that we have foundations with, people, places, things, all of them. And keep in mind that this was initiating conversations about endings with home, family, and foundation. So before I go, I'm just going to get one last card for the Gemini full moon, see what the overall advice was. I know there was something about the 6 of Wands. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of people that, you know, people are going to handle this in different ways. People are going to want to communicate. Some people came in to communicate their truth. Some people went away to handle the truth. The truth, everybody handles the truth differently, right? Especially the illumination of the truth. Not everybody is open to communicating and stuff. And I'm telling you what, in order to harness and utilize this Gemini full moon energy effectively, we would have had to, you know, be open to communicating, be open to the truth. That's one thing about Geminis, is that they're very truthful. They're very factual. They don't really care about how other people feel about things, because they're dual anyway. Like, they understand both sides to a story, to a fact, to analyzation. So they're not really afraid of confrontation, Geminis. So, you know, it depends on how we handled it, but it's really, really interesting. The card that came out for all of us for the Gemini full moon is the Temperance card. This is the card for Sagittarius. So it's interesting. This full moon did feature, I just saw 1 3 3 3 3. I definitely saw 3 3 3 3. So I don't know if there's an extra message there, but Sag was a major game player, when it came to the light of the sun from Sagittarius illuminating and projecting onto the Gemini full moon, opening up that 12-12 portal of the higher and the lower mind, Mercury and Jupiter energy here. Sagittarius. So we want to embrace our inner Sag. This is about patience, alchemy, balance, especially when it comes to the burdens that we've been carrying. This 10 of Wands, okay? Working really hard, and we do have the sun and the moon here, okay? So this has everything to do with the light and the dark, the sun again being in Sagittarius, the moon being in Gemini, and that opposition. No more mind games when it comes to relationships and love, and for sure being, after releasing some kind of burden, we're going to be very, very happy because of what we're able to see intuitively. Has something to do with seeing intuitively when it comes to the truth. The truth is in some way, shape, or form connected to intuition, because air signs do have that kind of energy where they're just able to mentally know, or I don't know, it's very close to intuition though. And there's a lot of clarity being offered here with this High Priestess. It's like what we weren't able to see, the Gemini full moon gave us extra clarity with, okay? And because Sag wanted us to expand, the Gemini wanted us to learn and know the facts. So we've been very patient when it comes to this heavy weight, and it is coming to an end, you guys. We're letting our burdens down. Burdens are no longer a part of this alchemy transaction. That's not a thing that we're being patient with anymore, and we're really giving into that healing energy of balance. So wow, Sagittarius energy was here to support us during this Gemini full moon, and when it came to lowering down some heavy burdens that we've been carrying. That tells me that the messages that came out for the 12 zodiac signs, there was an energy of heavy weight. The truth is heavy. The truth is heavy. It's sometimes we have to be patient to be shown what's behind the veil of the truth, okay? So that, I'm hearing the truth is a part of this experiment, this alchemization. We're mixing the truth with our emotion, with expansion, with knowledge to see how we can learn from this duality, guys. So I know this video was a little bit retrospective, okay? I know I'm recording it really close to the Cancer full moon, but I hope you guys enjoyed some of the messages that I was able to give you, okay? Thank you so much, guys, and I will definitely be back to talk about the Capricorn new moon video first, and then I'll get talking about the Cancer full moon eclipse. All right, guys, thanks so much, and I'll catch you later. Bye.